Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Philadelphia has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Maxey surveys. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
And just a very well-built guard. You know, Maxey is so hard to slow down around the rim.
These are his first free throws of the game.
Shoot 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
You really can't understate the energy Maxey brings to his game. Not just effort level, but his attitude and how that spreads to his guys out there.
Making free throws.
And here's Pritchard. Vucevic, a screen on Maxey. Pass to Tatum. Shoots over Oubre. 1 quarter in the books. And it's been a close one. Philadelphia on top. Up 2. And we'll be back with you shortly. And welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. This game 6 getting started. And looking at what we've seen from Philadelphia, what do you guys think?
Well, you have to credit their effort on the defensive end. It set the tone for this contest.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
And Drummond with the jam.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Now here's Pritchard. Outside Tatum. Vucevic, a screen on Oubre to the paint. It's stolen by Drummond. Here we go, the Sixers on the break. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That one on Tatum.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Well, most NBA teams run their offense through their star player. But, Grant, that can leave the team vulnerable when that player has an off night.
You know, in a strange way, it's almost better if your star is out of the game. I know that sounds weird, but those complementary players get increased opportunities and are emboldened to do more.
And the 76ers with some changes. Barlow's checked in for Drummond. Paul George comes in for Watford. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for Lowry. And he can't hit the second. Celtics trail by 5. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Ooh, they pick off the pass. Up top, Maxey. Defended by Pritchard. Kicks it to George. Here's Grimes. Boston pulls it in. Tatum passes to Pritchard. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. And it's Tatum missing. The Sixers lead by 5. In a lot of ways, Paul George has been the prototype of the modern swingman, Grant.
Yeah, 6'8", and with his versatile skill set, plug and play on any team. But health has been a challenge as of late. Now in his mid-30s, can he maintain that elite level?
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments.
Hey fans, make your attention at center court for your Sixers ENT. Make some noise, everybody.
Philadelphia making a change here. Bonus checked in. Boston also changing it up. Hauser, he's checked in for Walsh. Brown comes in for Shireman. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard. Celtics trail by 8. Outside Tatum. It's stolen by Maxey. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Bona, hounded by Tatum. Pass to Barlow. Philadelphia moving it around. Here's Maxey. Oh, and he nails it from the high post. Maxey's got 7. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, the effort they've shown on defense has been infectious. Everyone on this team continuing to jump at opportunities to come away with steals.
And then there's the points off turnovers. They've really made the other team pay when they've lacked ball security.
Now here's Grimes. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. George, no good.
Now, he was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
Tatum finds Vucevic. Hauser outside. Pass to White to halt the run. Some solid defense from Maxey. The Sixers lead by 10. Now George. Inside. It's Grimes on the wing, defended by Brown. There's a screen. Grimes' shot is off. And so it's Tatum who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. Nothing on offense from them yet in the second quarter. Yep, count it.
A superb mid-range shooter. All Brown needs is some separation, and he's ready to pull up.
Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. To the inside. Pass to Bona. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Bona's gotten his second bucket of the game. Tatum with it. With 2 seconds left. The shot no good. And so it's Philadelphia ending the quarter up 10. A big difference in shooting percentages. That's why they lead. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this.
And we thank you for joining this postseason broadcast, and it's been an outstanding first half for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, they're playing within themselves, getting to their spots and working the ball to whoever is open.
Efficiently building out that lead. Taking a look at the situation for the Philadelphia 76ers. Facing elimination, can they even the series on their home floor? Shaq.
Are you calling the powers of Shaq Shadamas?
Yeah.
I must consult the bones, but I left them at home, Ernie.
What are you talking about, the dominoes?
Nope.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And thanks for sticking with us as this round 1 game continues. Without question, Tyrese Maxey displaying all his skills today.
Yeah, we had a feeling he'd step up in this one. So far, playing at the top of his game when they really need him.
Well, this is what he does. When the stage is biggest, he runs to the light.
Pass to Edgecombe. Shot clock at 5. Launches a 3. Sinks the tray. And the 76ers lead by 13.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Well, they're making something very difficult look simple right now.
Now here's White. Still no points. Nails it from 3. Tim, growing up in the D.C. area, at what point did you fall in love with the sport of basketball?
Well, BA, the first team I loved were the Washington Bullets in the late 70s with Elvin Hayes. They won that one championship in Washington. But Larry Bird coming into the league in 1980 really changed everything for me. That's when I truly fell in love with the sport, emulating a guy like that.
Greatest player from the DMV.
Oh, I guess I'd have to say Kevin Durant, certainly.
And Tim Legler, of course.
Even better answer.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thank you. Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Back to you.
You love that confidence. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Brown. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. And it's Boston scoring again.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, BA, he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
Oh, got a piece of it. George with a steal. Pass to Barlow. Now here's Maxey. Here's Edgecombe. And here's George. Launches it. Hauled in by Brown. Now Tatum. Okay! Tatum punching it home.
And so much power out of Tatum. Look at the elevation.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. The 76ers with some changes. Oubre, he's checked in for Bona, and it's Grimes in for Tyrese Maxey. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. Walsh comes in for Jason Tatum. Shireman's checked in for Hauser, and Pritchard is subbed in for White. And now we're 3 minutes into this third quarter of play. It's George on the wing. And the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Andre Drummond is checked in for Barlow.
Personal foul. First team foul. At the line for one.
That's good from George.
And you got to give Paul George credit for his mental toughness. There's always lots of chatter out there, but he tunes it out and just focuses on his game.
Now here's Pritchard. He's scoreless. Pass to Vucevic. Over Drummond. Vucevic's shot is off. The Sixers lead by 11. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's George. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
I like when George uses the shot fake to his advantage because he's good at fooling the defenders.
Philadelphia shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. That's good from George. Tyrese Maxey's checked in for the Sixers. George hits them both. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. Here's Pritchard, and the call will be against Payton Pritchard. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Philadelphia leading by 13. Now here's Maxey. He has 7. Drummond, a screen on Pritchard. For 3, Maxey. No good that time. And so it's Philadelphia in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. And don't go far. We'll be right back.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, coaches love unselfishness, and this is exactly what they're referring to.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining 2K Sports and our coverage of this first round. It's Vucevic, high post. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. After seeing a franchise player like Luka Doncic traded, you think there's anyone who is truly untouchable now, Tim?
Well, I tell you what, that trade, BA, made me realize nobody in this league is immovable. You just don't know what the future holds, and I think fewer guys will stay with one team their entire careers.
That was a shocker for sure. And that one falls for Vucevic.
You love a big man like Vucevic. Puts in the effort to keep improving. For example, look at what he's done with his perimeter shooting.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
A big man with a nice shooting stroke. You love to see it.
Pritchard against Maxey. Drummond, the screen on Tatum. Right side, Oubre. Just 5 to shoot. Drummond with the screen. Pulls it from the top of the key, and he gets that one. Grimes has gotten his first bucket of the night. Celtics trail by 13. And here's Tatum, outside Pritchard. Back to Tatum. Oh, and a great bucket from Tatum. Taking the hit.
And watch how Tatum navigates the contact. Just one of the many go-to moves for him in the paint.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error.
Here they come. Nice round of applause for your 76ers ENT.
group getting ready for the Sixers. Bonus checked in for Drummond. Barlow comes in for Watford. Paul George, he's checked in for Oubre. And it's Edgecombe in for Grimes. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Cadis checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Hauser comes in for Walsh. Brown, he's checked in for Shireman. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to find out what Nick Nurse was discussing with his players. He said, keep it going, guys. Ride this wave of momentum. We're playing great right now, but we can't let up. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Maxey! The defensive pressure was right there.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have taken that shot there. The defensive intensity was all over it.
Tatum. It's Tatum working inside.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Now here's George, defended by Hauser. That one goes, yes sir!
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent.
Now here's Tatum. Yes, sir! Bank it in the layup.
It's not surprising to see Tatum taking over offensively. I mean, he's capable of doing this on a nightly basis.
The three is off.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Blocked! Here's Maxey. Outside George. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. Now it's Maxey. Puts the move on. Brown pulls down the board. Celtics trail by 9. Here's a pass to Tatum. And Tatum going in. Shot blocked. 52 seconds left in the final quarter. Here's Maxey. Shot's no good. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Tatum. Oh, he finished it off. A beauty of a pass. Now George. Well, Grant, this game looks just about over.
BA, all they really need to do is just work that clock, don't turn it over, and this game is a wrap.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And the call will be against Jason Tatum. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Maxey against White. And rejected. And so it's Philadelphia with the W. They're able to force a winner-take-all Game 7. They stave off elimination, and anyone can win this series now.
And really, they answered the call tonight. With their backs against the wall, they fought with passion, and their season continues.
Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us during the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. For reporter Allie LaForce and for Tim Legler and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for joining us. We'll see you later.
Nothing quite like a rivalry game. We all know, Richard, how much extra attention do these games get from the players and the coaches?
Players won't say it to the media, but we know what's at stake. Since the schedule was released, these games have been circled on the calendar by both teams.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. So Richard, from title contender to in the lottery. What went wrong for the Sixers last year?
Well, we could start at the top. Joel Embiid's health. He only played in 19 games. Then their young superstar Tyrese Maxey, he missed 30 games. And Paul George, he hyperextended his knee in the preseason and never looked comfortable all year. It was a nightmare year in Philly.
It's Brown with the drive.
Speed on display there from Brown. This man can turn on the Jets. He has another gear.
Now, here's George. Hauser defending. Stolen away. Now here's White. Pocket 6. Here's Brown. Misses from close range.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Here's Barlow. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. He immediately brought up Jason Tatum, the incredible all-star forward, saying, quote, Tatum is an NBA champion for a reason. He leads his team. JT does it all at 6'8", great passing it, defending, and obviously scoring too. We'll see how they plan to contain Jason tonight. Guys?
All right, Allie, thanks. Here's Maxey, following the three-pointer by Boston. Here's Edgecombe. Off target from three-point range. The Celtics have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Drake, we know something every scout liked about PJ Edgecombe was his raw physical ability.
Yeah, many felt he was already NBA ready in terms of his physique. He's fast, he's strong, and he can just leap out of the gym. No waiting for him to fill out. This guy is ready to go.
Sure. The rebound by the Celtics. They need to put the big loss on Tuesday in the back of their mind.
You guys, you just can't afford to give away points from the foul line. Not in the NBA. Teams are just too talented.
Oh, that is well said. They're being handed free points and just couldn't convert.
Maxey passes to Barlow. To the right side. Here's Edgecombe. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Bounce pass from Tatum. Tatum with the screen on Maxey. Here's White. Off target with his three. The 76ers trail by 5. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
Brown with the screen on George. Hauser the pass to Tatum. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Vucevic checked in for Boston. Pritchard comes in for Tatum. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Oubre against Brown. And Quentin Grimes gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Left side, Tatum. Shot clock at 5. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
He didn't even look worried about the time on the clock. Nice way to end a quarter.
And that does it for the first quarter. Celtics lead by 5. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And we're back. Good to have you with us for 2K Sports coverage of Game 6. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
They are playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
And now, Hallie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. The Sixers are trying to pull it all together. Joel Embiid said, we still can compete for a championship, but this is going to take time. We have a lot of talent, but we still have to go out and actually do it. It's just hard. We've got a pretty good chance to accomplish something. Back to you, Kevin.
It's all about health. All right, Allie, we thank you very much. Now, Oubre, after Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer. The shot by Watford, no good. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. Pass to Walsh. Now Tatum, three-pointer. And another miss by Boston.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look. Once Drummond gets the ball there, you can kiss it goodbye.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Some changes for Philadelphia. Arlo's checked in, and Georgia subbed in for Edwards. And you think of the great shot creators? Richard, how underrated is footwork to what they do?
Oh, it's very underrated. It's not just big men. You look at guys like Jalen Brunson, Kyrie Irving, even going back to Kobe Bryant. Great footwork will always enable you to get off your shot.
Pritchard with the ball. He's covered by Maxey. Celtics passing it around. And Payton Pritchard, good for three.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Maxey deciding where to go with it. From deep, George. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Celtics leading by 6. Into the lane. Tatum kicks to Brown. Outside, White. Brown with it. Now defended by Oubre. From deep three-point land. Brown, no good.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistent.
A nice shot by George.
Quick decision right there from George, not giving the D any time to react.
The Celtics have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Brown against Oubre. Brown inside. Over Oubre. Brown, no good. The 76ers trail by 4. Grimes with it. Nothing on the board. It's George on the wing, guarded by Tatum.
Usually he's a master in the midi, but not that time.
Brown against Oubre. George passes to Maxey. That one's in, his first shot this game.
So tenacious. Maxey finds a way through.
Boston's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. George against Tatum. Spins. He nails the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
They didn't even look worried about the time on the clock. Nice way to end a quarter.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Celtics. They lead by 4. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Some great postseason action in the first half of play. A healthy lead has been built for the Boston Celtics.
They've managed to keep this game very competitive. And despite the crowd's attempt to distract them, they've really stayed focused on closing this thing out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was distracted. I would be impressed to see this series end on the road. Taking a look at the situation for the Philadelphia 76ers. Facing elimination, can they even the series on their home floor? Shaq.
Are you calling the powers of Shaq Shadamas?
Yeah.
I must consult the bones, but I left them at home.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And we're with you again as our round 1 coverage continues. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
And with all the pressure he must have felt coming into this one, it didn't faze him one bit. Fantastic start.
His performance shows no sign of any nerves. Great job controlling your emotions.
Celtics leading by 4. And here's White. Still yet to score. There's a screen. Brown wide open. He fired. No good from outside. Brown's gone just 1 of 5 from the field. When it comes to Jaylen Brown, Greg, what qualities does he add to a team?
Well, I love how active and physical he is. He poses such a difficult challenge on both sides of the ball. With the Finals MVP award to his credit, you know he's as mentally tough as anyone in our league.
Here's White. 76ers getting the bucket. The 3 is drilled by Tatum.
Well, Tatum is the obvious option for the catch and shoot. He's such an efficient scorer.
Pass to Barlow. Back to Maxey. Driving inside. The rebound by Tatum. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. Leading by 5. Out to White. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the 76ers. In the corner, George with it. Trains the three-pointer. George has got 7 points in the game.
And this is the way to stretch the floor. PG-13 with a good look from the corner. And he nails it.
Outside White. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. And the Celtics lead by 5.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Maxey against White. And stolen by White. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And Tatum hammers it home.
The efficiency from Tatum on the offensive end is terrific, not letting any scoring chances pass him by.
just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. On the wing, George. Hauser defending. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Edgecombe. Jason Tatum grabs the board.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Wow, here's Brown. Tight defense on him. Tatum passes to Keita. That one good for 2. And now it's a 9-point Boston lead. The 76ers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Back to Maxey. To the inside. Here's Bono. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Nice feed inside. Saw the play develop and hit him right when he needed to.
Down with it. Picked up by Edgecombe. A fadeaway. And the shot falls short this time.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
So it's Boston now after the Sixers pick up 2. They set the pick. Tatum, that's for 2. A putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Keita's got his second bucket of the night.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Here's Edgecombe. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Boston Celtics heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
Well, it doesn't get much better than playoff basketball. Let's get back to the action here in round 1. Now here's Drummond. Watford. A 3-pointer off the mark. Maxey against Pritchard. Pass to Tatum. Here's Walsh. The Celtics working the ball around now. A shot by Pritchard, no good.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Defense pulled out all the stops to shut him down there.
Back to Tatum. What strength and power from Tatum.
Brushing off the contact look. The dude is strong. When he gets in there, it's easy. That's an easy bucket.
And down it goes.
That was just a perfect possession. Getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
And so it's Pritchard with it. He'll bring it up for Boston. And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He's not taking any chances. He wants to huddle him up right away. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He actually challenged his players. He said, quote, "We are in this one. We can see the finish line. How will we react?" I'm curious to see who steps up and takes it to the next level. Big challenge from Coach.
Allie, thank you so much. Here's White. Here's Tatum. 5 on the clock. Stolen by Tatum. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Outside Brown. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Tatum. Edgecombe with it. Brown's there. Outside George.
And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
At the line for 2, Paul George.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that trims the lead to 6.
They need everything they can get right now. They can't leave points on the table.
Tatum outside. White outside. Another chance. Outside Brown. Let's lose a 3. And stolen by Maxey. And they're running. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. Inside, Tatum.
The guy you want taking this shot. Tatum gets fired up and delivers.
And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Outside, George. Here he goes. Good.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
First team foul.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. And they double up Brown. Oh, and he feathers one right through. What touch!
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
No time to waste on this possession.
Clock working against them right now.
He drills the 3.
And what a smooth three-point shot. George has worked hard to develop that stroke.
Here's Tatum, and that's an intentional foul. First free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. second of 2 is good. That gives them a 4-point cushion. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
And the 76ers call time here. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing.
They score. Yeah, it has to be bad. They got to take the first good look they get.
Here's George. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game. It falls!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try to extend the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ballgame.
Gets them to fall, and those are huge free throws. It's now a 2-possession game.
George, that one misses. And now they foul and stop the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Shoot 2.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
We call that putting the game on ice. This one, oh yeah, that's over.
George! It's good!
And man, is he in a zone right now. Seems like he can't miss.
And they're going to move on to the conference semifinals. It took them 6 games to do it, Greg, but they finally asserted themselves and move on to round 2.
And I really think it benefits a team to have a competitive series in round 1. It gets those playoff juices kind of flowing, if you will. Prevents any kind of complacency from setting in.
And that about wraps it up for this broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference quarterfinals. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us on this presentation from 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Jason Tatum.
We know things can get heated between these two, Graham. No love lost in this matchup.
And that competitive fire, it grows when you're in the same conference. You get to see each other so often. You know, B.A., I think we're in for some good theater in this one.
Back to Maxey. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Top of the key. Tatum pulls it in.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Now here's Brown. Tight defense on him. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Here's Edgecombe. He's guarded by White. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Shooting one.
Defensive foul. Derek White.
So far, Grant, we've seen some encouraging intangibles from VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, you know, he reminds me of Victor Oladipo or even a Dwayne Wade physically. Just an explosive athlete. And I love the way he uses that strength and quickness at the defensive end of the floor.
Well, Stan, Joe Mazzulla is a young head coach taking over on the Celtics bench in 2022.
Well, B.A., he's got a rare intensity about him. Certainly not afraid to think outside the box, and obviously the results speak for themselves.
Now here's George. Pass to Barlow. George against White. Here's Bonner. It's good. Set up beautifully by George.
When we talk about wings in the NBA, George is as good as anyone passing the rock.
Maxey against White. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
For Tatum. Stan, looking back on the 2017 draft, at the time, you believe Jason Tatum was the best prospect.
And with hindsight, B.A., that seems obvious. But back then, Markelle Fultz was the consensus #1 pick. Credit the Celtics for trading back and getting their guy.
Now here's White. To the middle. Here's Tatum. Boom! He jams it straight down.
High-value assist there. Finding him inside for the finish.
For Philadelphia, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. George passes to Barlow. Back to George. Down low. Deflects the pass. White with it. Guarded now by Maxey. There's Tatum with the 3. Knocks it down from distance. Tatum's got 6.
Well, look at how his team works to get Tatum set up for success, feeding him when he's ready to fire.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call a timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Here they come, Sixers ENT.
Oubre, he's checked in for the Sixers. Grimes comes in for George. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. Walsh comes in for Tatum. Shireman's checked in for Hauser. And it's Payton Pritchard in for Brown. Maxey, that's good.
Ooh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
Now here's White, guarded closely. No problems knocking that one down.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
76ers trail by 6. Now Maxey for 3. Drains the triple. 5 points in the game.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now here's Vucevic. No good off the glass. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Maxey. Six to shoot. Floats one up. That one is off. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Boston out in front. They're up by 3. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. This game 6 getting started. All right, guys, what do you think about the Celtics here in this one?
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let them get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Walker, he's checked in for Lowry. And when you're trying to slow down a great scorer, there are those shots you've just got to live with, Stan.
Well, look, B.A., you can't take away everything, particularly from the great players. I think when you're game planning, what you have to decide is just that. What can you live with and what do you want to take away? And you try to just make those great players a little bit less efficient. You're not going to shut them down, but maybe you can make them a little bit less efficient.
So it's Philadelphia now, after the basket by Boston. Outside Oubre. Back to Watford. Pass to Grimes. Walker sets a screen. Grimes' shot is off.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And for the Sixers, the growth of Tyrese Maxey has meant everything, Grant.
Oh, my. His growth both with his play, but also with his leadership has meant a lot. And he has such a joyful energy. It really helps pull this team together.
Now here's Watford. No points so far. Vucevic with a steal. Second quarter, a little over a minute and a half in. And Pritchard, here we go. There's Tatum with the 3. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Here's Grimes. It's rebounded by Walsh.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, VA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
A new lineup here for Philadelphia. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Cadis checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Hauser comes in for Walsh. Brown, he's checked in for Shireman. And it's White in for Pritchard. There's a minute 54 left in the second quarter. George left side, fades away, counted.
And that's the versatility of George. He does it from long range, mid-range, and at the rim.
Brown with it. Six on the shot clock. White for three. Philadelphia grabs the miss.
That's how you stay connected to a shooter. Was right in his jersey.
Pass to Edgecombe. For three, George. Tatum pulls it in. And so it's White with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. Back to Tatum. Lets the three fly. Sends it home from three-point land. Tatum's got 7 points here in the quarter. George outside. They set the screen to the paint. Here's Barlow. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. That one on Tatum. Philadelphia shooting their second and third shots at the line here.
The line for your Sixers. Barlow taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he drops it first. Pritchard's checked in for Boston. He's perfect from the line this time. Celtics lead by 9. 29 seconds left in the first half of this one. Paul George pulls down the board. The 76ers have got nothing to go out of 5 attempts so far this quarter. And Maxey, here we go. That shot off. Good work defensively by White. Left side Pritchard. Fires the three. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's Boston with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Some great postseason action in the first half of play. A healthy lead has been built for the Boston Celtics.
They're moving well on offense. Great teamwork. Maybe not as strong as our teamwork, but whose is?
How about your old Lakers team?
What I remember seeing, they pass the ball into Shaq, Ernie, and it never comes back out.
That's why they call me the Shaq Hole.
Taking a look at the situation for the Philadelphia 76ers. Still alive, but facing some long odds. How do they keep hope alive?
Well, I think those tough moments are what reveal a lot of character, Ernie. I mean, how you perform when things aren't going your way, that's what makes you a pro.
And what makes you elite.
And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
And thanks for sticking with us as this round 1 game continues. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Boston leading by 9. Outside White. Tatum from long range. It's rebounded by George. The 76ers shooting only 38% from the floor. Not great. Here's Bona. Boston pulls it in. And here's Tatum. He's got 13. White the pass to Tatum. Blocked! Fast break. Here comes Philadelphia. Lets it go from deep. That shot missing. And the Celtics shooting a nice 50% for the game. Outside, Brown. On the wing, Hauser. Pass to White. 5 to shoot. Tatum, screen on Maxey. Puts it up from the high post. Kept alive. Here's Brown. Oh, the effort by Brown on the glass.
Remarkable hustle on the glass by Brown. He earned that second chance scoring opportunity.
Stan, one thing about Jaylen Brown, he seems so composed out there.
Yeah, B.A., he's very calm. Doesn't waste energy. You love a player who's this focused and calculated.
Here's Maxey. After the basket by Boston. Pass to Bona. Misses off the right iron. Celtics lead by 13. Outside, Brown. Here's Tatum. Ooh, rugged finish from Tatum.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
They're just so good at playing at high speed. Maxey gets the ball and takes the fast shot.
White looking it over. Ooh, here's White on the drive. It's not going to go for him. 76ers trail by 12. Out left to the wing. Pass to Edgecombe. Up top, Maxey. It's hauled in by White.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you, Brian. The NBA has its eyes on the old continent. Commissioner Silver said there continues to be an enormous opportunity to take basketball to another level in Europe. The quality of the basketball there has been fantastic, and we think there's a commercial opportunity to create something special. Back to you.
Okay, Allie, appreciate the update. Some changes here for the 76ers. Oubre, he's checked in for Bona. And it's Grimes in for Maxey. A big group substitution here for Boston. Vucevic, he's checked in for Keita. Walsh comes in for Jason Tatum. Shireman's checked in for Hauser. And Pritchard is subbed in for Derek White. Now here's Pritchard. No points yet. It's rebounded by Edgecombe. Pass to George. There's 39 seconds left in the third. From 13, Boston pulls it in. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Outside Pritchard. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Walsh. Fires the three. That one falls. Coming off the Vucevic feed. Walsh has got his first 3 points of the game.
Nice read. Sets his teammate up. You like how they're sharing the ball.
And so it's Boston liking their chances, ending the quarter with a 15-point lead. Building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. We'll be right back. Thanks Thanks for joining us again for round 1 of the NBA playoffs. Now here's Grimes. The D's right on him. Outside Maxey. He on the arc. Gonzalez pulls it in. Boston leading by 15. Here's Pritchard. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Kelly Oubre picks one up.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, look, you have to be able to count on energy and effort every night, and they're showing a lot of it with their transition buckets.
Well, another thing they've been doing right in this one is making the most of turnovers. Lots of points for them tonight off of them.
That's good from Pritchard. Pritchard hits them both. And Maxey's got the ball here for Philadelphia. 17-point game. Outside Grimes. Shot clock at 6. 3-pointer off the mark. And here's Boston. A 17-point lead, their biggest. Outside Tatum. Pass to Vucevic. Oh, it's off! Philadelphia's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. It's stolen by Tatum. Clock at 4. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Well, this offense is much more effective when Tatum is making the extra pass and setting up his teammates.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Big group substitution here for Philadelphia. Bonus checked in for Drummond. Barlow comes in for Watford. George, he's checked in for Oubre. And it's Edgecombe in for Grimes. George peels it out a bit. Pass to Bona. Here's Barlow. Clock at 6. Now George. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got 5 rebounds in the game. Outside, Brown. That one's good for 2. And the Celtics lead by 21.
And look, Brown is good at capitalizing inside, which is why the defense has to push him further away.
Now here's George. Marked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. So Boston ends up going with a new group.
Substitution on the court.
Boston leading by 21. Minute 32 left in the 4th. To the inside. Here's Vucevic. Banked it in off the glass.
These guys really stepped up and played their hearts out to finish the series on their terms. So it's going to be on to the next round for the Celtics.
The coaching staff has to be happy with the way they've limited their turnovers here.
Yeah, B.A., that's hashtag facts. Just tremendous patience and self-control.
And they shut the door on the series, taking it 4-2.
The big key for them, avoiding Game 7. You always want to close it out before one of those.
And what a huge performance it was for Jason Tatum.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
Back to Maxey. Philadelphia moving it around. And Edgecombe gets it to go.
They were totally in sync on that play. Targeted the pass beautifully.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Gonzalez. Fires for 3. Barlow grabs the miss. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now George. Pass to Edgecombe. 4 on the clock. Puts up a 3. The triple drop. No need to shoot. This one is done.
Yes, they've got to be happy with tonight's effort.
And with that win, they'll be moving on to round 2. And with this win in Game 6, they've won the series. They've got to be happy to be moving on.
And it was a competitive series for sure. One that they can build off of moving forward.
And that about wraps it up for this broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference quarterfinals. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And now, time for our player of the game, Jason Tatum.
Tonight, I'm looking forward to this break. We're going to see the speed and the skill of NBA guard. 2 of the league's best going head-to-head.
And when I think basketball, I envision guards pushing the tempo, taking threes. The modern NBA has a lot of talent. The pace has never been higher.
Boy, nice job by Paul George to make himself available. Gets to his spot and gets it off quickly.
In the corner, Tatum with it.
I tell you, this guy is capable of some amazing finishes. Jason Tatum, my goodness.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I was able to catch up with Nick Nurse. I asked him if there's anything in particular they can do to keep Tatum's production at bay. He mentioned, well, the playmaking ability is what hits you first. His skill is something we're going to have to slow down, and we feel we have a good plan defensively to do so. A plan is a good start. We'll see if they're able to execute. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. Pass to Tatum. Now Brown. From deep. Brown's thrown it with the rebound. No doubt, Jaylen Brown is one of the most gifted isolation scorers in the league right now, Dor.
He is one of those guys, Kevin, that you do not want to be defending on an island. Jaylen Brown is an elite athlete, but he is also a three-level scorer, which makes him almost impossible to handle.
Well, already so accomplished, Doris. Jason Tatum. As you look at the landscape of the Celtics, where is his place in that story?
Well, let's remember, Kevin, that he's still a young player, and so that history is still being written. But the North Star for the Boston Celtics is always championships, and Tatum has proven he can deliver.
First one falls for him. And you think about the style of Sixers head coach Nick Nurse. Greg, what stands out to you?
He just has a willingness to experiment and adapt. That's a real asset with some of the challenges this roster has faced. And a big part of why this front office brought him in.
Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons. And his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Outside, White. Back to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's blocked. They retain possession. And they pick up 2. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Outside, Maxey. Good ball movement here by the 76ers.
Reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Brown outside. White setting the pick for Brown. Pass to Tatum. Arlo grabs the rebound.
Nothing more important than contesting layups and dunks. A great job defensively.
And here's George. Offline with his 3. 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Tatum. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
Now, here's George. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. George has got 5.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Tatum looking around. That one goes. Count it. He's got 8. Guys, 7 times. The lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. Celtics lead by 1. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And we're back. Good to have you with us for 2K Sports coverage of Game 6. And when you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what do you think?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
The 76ers trail. Outside Lowry. Rebound by the Celtics. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Vucevic. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Andre Drummond in the middle of the action at both ends of the floor. Big-time defensive block.
Here's Watford. Lowry with the ball. The tray. The shot by Watford, no good. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Outside Tatum. Inside, Shireman. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Shireman's got the lead up to 3 now for the Celtics. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys.
Attention, everybody out there. Now coming on the court, your Sixers DNT. Let me hear you make some noise.
So both teams changing it up here. And Doris, I heard a famous coach talking about, quote, the human nature things that a team has to beat before they even get on the court. Can you talk about that?
Oh, Kevin, it's such a great point. So, for instance, is the team in it collectively? Do they care who's getting the shots, the rebounds, and the attention from the media? Or are they about the team and collective success? Human nature is a part of this.
Celtics leading by 3. It's White on the wing. Outside Tatum. Tatum gets it to go inside.
Well, size and skill. Tatum on the interior, yes, sir.
Outside, George. Another miss by Philadelphia. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. Over in the corner, Pritchard gets the three-pointer to fall.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
From deep, Maxey. The shot's good on the assist by George. Maxey's got 5 points so far.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Pritchard gets the bucket.
Derek White does a little bit of absolutely everything for this team, and what I love the most, his ability to pass it at a high level.
Maxey against Pritchard. Outside Maxey. Down low. Here's Bona. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Coaches love assisted buckets, boy. It just means the team is working well together.
Pass to White. Now here's Vucevic. Now Pritchard. And it's off from three-point range. And here's George for three. Another three for Philadelphia.
Gorgeous. That pull-up jumper is simply gorgeous. Paul George rises above everyone.
Right side Tatum. Misses the layup.
Boy, he had a clear look at it. Ooh, you hate to miss chippies like that.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's the Celtics leading by just 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
Greetings, one and all. The postseason drama we love, and no disappointment here as it's a close game so far for the Philadelphia 76ers.
I hate what they're doing on defense. Giving up too many gimmies, it makes me mad just watching it.
And I've seen you on the golf course and the hardwood, Jack. Gimmies are the only shots you make.
Taking a look at the situation for the Philadelphia 76ers. Facing elimination, can they even the series on their home floor? Shaq.
Are you calling the powers of Shaq Shadamas?
Yeah.
I must consult the bones, but I left them at home, Ernie.
What, are you talking about the dominoes?
Nope.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And we're with you again as our round one coverage continues. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low, just great work.
The Celtics with the lead. Brown outside. Tatum passes to Brown. On the top of the key, he is hauled in by Paul George. Philadelphia shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. And for over a decade in the NBA great, Paul George was as scary a wing as you'd find.
Man, a two-way terror with elite size and athleticism. The Sixers paid him hoping for more of the same, but can he hold off?
Brown the pass to Queta. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Queta's got his second bucket tonight.
And this is outstanding vision by Jaylen Brown. This guy dishing the ball beautifully to his teammates.
And here's George for three. Buries it from three-point range.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Now here's Brown. Not a lot of room. White, wide open. He fired. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White rise and fire from three-point, and it is on target.
And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Pass to Edgecombe. George sets a screen for Edgecombe. The 76ers another three.
Well, you give this guy a half-decent look from distance, and he's going to make you pay.
Now, Hauser. Outside Tatum. Shoots it up. Here's Tatum. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Kicks it out to Maxey. And he's going up for the alley-oop. They swipe it. And it's Hauser in the corner. White looking around. Takes it inside. And that one is good. White's got 5 points now this quarter.
Derek White showing you I can put it on the deck and finish off a pretty drive. Nicely done, Derek.
Maxey against White from deep. George. Here's Barlow. The rebound by Tatum. Tatum's got 4 rebounds in this game. And there is White. And that's good on the assist by Tatum. Tatum's got 3 assists in the game. Now here's George. Hauser defending. Celtics leading by 5. Brown outside. Pass to Tatum. Lets it go with the 3. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Bona. Now Maxey. Hits it from three-point range. Maxey's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Take your focus off Maxey for 1 second, and he will let it fly from out there.
Outside Tatum. There's the pick. Launches a 3 from anywhere, anytime. Tatum.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at it.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And so it's the Boston Celtics heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And how about a look now at our assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
All right, fans, it's that final quarter.
NBA playoff round 1. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action on the court. Now, here's Maxey. Drummond with a screen on Pritchard. Up again. It's good on the putback.
With that size and with that strength, it is such a problem trying to keep Andre Drummond off the offensive glass.
Pass to Vucevic. It's Drummond with the rebound. The 76ers trail by 5. Oubre outside. Here's Grimes. Outside, Maxey hits the three-point bomb.
And one of the many ways Maxey can hurt you with his shooting, lightning fast on that release.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Group in for the Celtics. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He actually challenged his players. He said, quote, "We are in this one. We can see the finish line. How will we react?" I'm curious to see who steps up and takes it to the next level. Big challenge from coach.
And Allie, thanks so much. Now Brown. Sweet touch inside from Brown.
Well, that's where you use your athleticism and agility if you're Jaylen Brown, navigating to a high percentage look.
Now Maxey. Shot clock at 6. It misses.
Listen, that's a quality mid-range shot. He just couldn't capitalize.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
First team foul. At the line for the Celtics, Sam Hauser. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Hauser.
Well, this is what we've come to expect from him, right? Excellence at the foul line.
Steps back. And the layup is off. Boston leading by 6. Now White. There's 1:38 left to play in the final quarter. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Philadelphia's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. White against Maxey.
And give credit to Maxey for just being aggressive inside, earning that whistle in the process.
At the line for Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that brings them within 5. Maxey hits them both.
Some big-time stuff at the line. But, hey, listen, this is what we have come to expect from him.
And just about 2 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Tatum! Cleared away by George. And so George will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Maxey against White. 6 on the shot clock. Count it!
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brown sets a screen for White. Now Brown. And it misses. And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. Thoughts on what Coach wants to do here?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
Must here.
And no time to waste. Not at this point in the game.
Maxey into the lane. No good. That would have tied it. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And now we've got the intentional foul. shots.
Shoot 2.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
And the 76ers call time here. They're down by 4. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
No time to waste here. Quick bucket and a foul.
Everybody has got to be in the exact perfect position defensively, and execution has got to be on point.
Left side, Maxey fires the 3. Does not go in. And they do it. They'll move on to round 2. It took them 6 games to do it, Greg, but they finally asserted themselves and move on to round 2.
And I really think it benefits a team to have a competitive series in round 1. It gets those playoff juices kind of flowing, if you will. Prevents any kind of complacency from setting in.
Well, that'll do it for now. And you can join us during this first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Jason Tatum.
Grant, one thing we know about these teams, they can both go deep into their bench. That's a luxury.
Yeah, a luxury indeed. And they don't have to worry as much about foul trouble or guys getting worn down. Credit to both front offices for building such a complete roster.
George outside. Let's go with a three. Rebound Boston. Outside. Pass to Tatum. Back to Hauser. And here's Brown. Here's the pick. Here's Tatum. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it. Here's Barlow. Now George. To Bona, and he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
Well, this is a good reminder for anybody who thinks he's too small for a 5. His athletic ability totally levels the playing field.
Now here's Brown. Outside Tatum, takes the three, and the three-pointer goes.
With his feet set, Tatum's gonna make you pay.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I was able to catch up with Nick Nurse. I asked about an approach to Jason Tatum. Coach told me that Tatum is just about as good as anyone at countering plans. So he just asked his players to play to their strengths, saying if they need to make switches, that's almost a better option because the more looks we throw him, the less he can consistently play the same way. Back to you.
Allie, thank you. White for three. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense from Maxey. The 76ers have gone 1 for 3 so far. Pass to Barlow. Here's Bona. 5 on the clock. The three from Edgecombe. Tatum pulls it in. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Hauser passes to Brown. Outside Tatum from behind the arc. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one. So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Changes for Boston. Vucevic, he's checked in for Kada. Walsh comes in for Jason Tatum. And it's Payton Pritchard in for Hauser. .127 left in the first quarter here. Outside Maxey. Pass to Bona. Shot from the low post is good. Bona's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, just an outstanding find by Maxey. More than willing to give it up to open teammates.
Down low. And the power finish by Vucevic.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.